Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stock with Steven. Welcome, guys. We will going to give another 1 or 2 more minutes for our audience to join in. Then we can officially start our session. Talk with Steven is a talk show, done hosted by me. Obviously, I'm Steven, and it's this talk show is actually hosted by and brought to you by ET Ideas, a social business incubator, where we focus on developing entrepreneurs to step out of the system and solve world problems collectively and selflessly at the root cause. And ETA has been in operation since 2008, and we have developed around 32 companies so far in various different fields from IT, accounts, video production, training company, youth movement, whatever you name it, we already have a company in that. And every one of these companies is built because these people have a passion towards it. They have a passion towards accounting, and they have an accounting company. This person love IT, and this person and they have an IT company. So that's how ET Ideas has worked. We always focus on the personal development and then the business or the career that you wanted to venture into it. So thank you, ET Ideas, for organizing this talk show. And talk with Steven is a weekly talk show where I'll be going live on every week, mostly on Wednesdays 1 p.m., where I will be bringing many successful individuals who are successful in terms of their business, career, and life. And over the I think we have been doing this since for the past 3 months. I started this on February, and we have brought a lot of new guest speakers in various different fields. And today we're going to talk about one of the important topic, and we have my good friend here with me today, and we're going to talk about managing finances. So I know this topic is very important, sensitive, especially during the COVID-19 time when many people lose their finances, where they cannot spend as usual that they used to spend. They need to, come up with the budget, spend, cannot, reduce their expenses, increase their income. A lot of problems happen because of this COVID-19. So that's why I thought maybe this is the right time to bring in someone who can talk about managing their finances. And today we have Mathura with me. So Mathura is a junior director at Simply Empowering. Simply Empowering is an outsourced accounting company that provides outsourced accounting, advisory, and business secretarial services. Mathura is a junior director there at the age of just 25 years old. That's how amazing she is. And she is also the co-founder of Ascendance. Ascendance is a nationwide youth movement where they work with students who are age 17 below on how they can achieve holistic success. At the same time, do something about their career, achieve a good results in their exams and all this stuff. And because of the work that Mathura do, she's also the Diana Award recipient in 2019, a Diana award that given to people who are involved in social activities and humanitarian works. And Mathura is also the trainer of personal finance management for millennials. And I actually personally take a class on personal finance management, and that's how I actually become. I cannot say very good lah, but a bit good at managing my finances and everything. And she's also a mentor and trainer for many people who are coming into ET Ideas and Ascendant. She has worked with many individuals across Malaysia, because they used to do Mother used to do programs with Ascendants in schools from all over Selangor and everything. So now, since there is we can do everything in online, Mathura is doing trainings and everything worldwide, and all this stuff from their New Age Learner Conference and everything. So without any further ado, let's welcome Mathura. Hello, Mathura.
Hello.
Why are you laughing?
No, it's just
Sorry?
it's always funny.
Okay, Mathura, how are you? How are you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Okay.
Feeling good.
So,
Excited
okay.
to share today.
Okay, thank you for being in my show. I'm really excited. I always wanted to bring you in my show, just thinking of when is the right time. And I thought, okay, let's bring it on April. So thank you for your time. I know you are very busy. So Mathura is also the host of a talk show called Money Matters. It's actually brought to you by Simply Empowering. So this Money Matters, Mathura will talk about many different topics regarding finances, money. And she always do this one thing where she will bring in the guest speakers, and then she will ask him some rapid fire question to make them nervous and all the stuff. So I have a question for you also, Mathura. I
Oh
was
my
inspired by
god.
you. Just one question lah. Don't need to be rapid fire and all. Just this icebreaker question lah. If you will have the ability to fly, right, you can fly everywhere. Which place you will go first and why?
Oh my god, you had to ask me this kind of question. Oh, okay. Ability to fly anywhere, literally. Oh my god. Okay, if I'm I would like to say like I could go to my dream destination country and fly there, but then I think I would die flying to. So, but if I do have the ability to fly, I would use that to just go back to my parents' place and come back, which I do on a weekly basis. I'll just use that skill or ability to do that travel because I can save 8 ringgit on toll.
So can save a lot of costs in going out and everything lah.
But I might get attacked by crows. There's a lot of crows out there. So
Yep. Yeah, your parents' place have a lot of crows.
yes,
So you need to be very careful when you fly also. First, when I thought this question, right, I was like, this is a brilliant question. We should go to all the other countries and all. But then when you tell like I will die flying there, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You cannot fly so long.
fly for
Okay.
40 hours, 16 hours.
We are flying for 40, 16 hours. Unless you can fly like Superman lah, then you can reach the destination
Ah, yeah, then I don't
in a
mind. Then
minute.
I'll go to all
Yeah.
my dream countries.
Okay, okay, that's nice. Okay, this is one question I have lah. Okay, Mathura, you are someone who is good with your finances, and you work with a lot of people in terms of their own finances and everything. Their how they can manage their finances and everything, right? Are you someone who is always good with money?
I think I'm someone who has screwed up a lot with money. So
Okay,
because of that, I feel like I have the experience to be able to work with people who are also not so good with money. So if I was the kind of person who was always good, right? There's no way I can relate to the people I work with. Like now, the clients that I have, if they do some weird stuff with like, oh, they get a new income, they're like, I must treat myself. I deserve this. If they go in the, so I'm like, oh my god, I've done the exact same thing. So it's a bit more easier for me to work with people because I have done so many mistakes. So I think it's a good thing that I wasn't good all the time. But I learned from some of the mistakes that I've made, and that is why I feel I can also guide these people. If I haven't learned, then I cannot guide lah.
yeah, true, very true. Because all these experiences that you have been go through until now in your life is very useful when you work with other people. Yeah. So
Yep.
because if you're always good, then you have no experience to share with people. You have no
Yes.
funny stories to tell them because they always think like, oh, you okay lah, you everything good what and
Yep.
everything.
I also
So
feel like a lot of people, like, especially with regards to finance, the problem is like there's so much of theory out there. Like everyone has their, there's so many people who talk about how to do budget, how to do this, how to do that. It's like if you search the word, you'll find 100,000 articles on how to do a budget. So there's so many people who are already giving the theory. So most of the time, it's you need a more personalized experience to share and guiding. I think that is more important for people now. So
true, very true. Because I always saw, like whenever you get the salary, you need to take 20% for your savings, 20% for your emergency, 10% for this. I tried, but I cannot even do it for one time. I felt miserably in that. So I think like what you said, we need the personal guidance, personal touch. See what is our habit pattern and all. That is our topic for today: habit patterns in spending money and all. Right. Um, okay, you work with a lot of people, including myself. You work with a lot of people on their personal finances and everything. What is the interesting habit pattern that you have saw in the other people in your clients, and you can say it's a bad habit or something, huh? And how did you help them to overcome it?
I think the main habit that you need to address, even for me, right, the main habit that I had to address was not being ignorant with regards to your finances. A lot of people avoid finances, like, oh, I got salary, I pay my bills already, that's it. I'm not going to look at what else happens, whether I'm doing it right. I don't want to look at
Mm,
it. So a lot of people are uncomfortable with it. Even for me, I was actually uncomfortable with it for a long time. So that is the first habit pattern I feel that needs to be broken, which is like becoming comfortable enough to look at your finances, becoming comfortable enough to see when you make mistakes and go like, oh, I did make a mistake. It is a mistake. A lot of people will make mistakes, but they don't want to admit it's a mistake. So, those kind of things. I feel like that is the first part. Then of course, after you start looking at your finances, then there'll be other habit patterns to change depending on what kind of a character you are. If you're the kind who likes to spend everywhere, any amount you have, you earn 10K, you earn 5K, you earn 500 ringgit, any amount you earn, also you finish. If you're that kind of person, then maybe your habits are more towards you need to build habits with regards to savings and things like that. But I also know people who are like full on savers. They just save anything they earn, and they don't want to spend on things that they need to spend on. So for them, it will be on how to start spending on things you need to spend on. So it's different habits. So the first one is to just become somebody who does look at your finances on a regular and consistent basis.
When you say look at your finances, means what you are talking, what you want to tell Madhura? Like, what do you mean by looking at your finances?
I think there's two things. One is for me, I start most of the people I work with we start with this thing called tracking. I think that's what I did with you as well, which is we
Mm,
always track our income and expenses. I know people who don't do it on a very detailed basis, like they don't do on a what I recommend the people I work with do is like have the mobile app where you can key in your income and expenses and all of that in there. Why I do that is basically then you can see all the in and out. You may think, oh, I'm not actually spending, or my this account is
mm.
okay only, or the balance is around there. But then your money is actually going out through your cash, or you have a secret piggy bank inside your house, and the money will go out through that account. So most people don't know where is it going out and all of that. So we do tracking first. That's what I mean by uh, looking at your finances, which is one, tracking and seeing what you're doing with regards to income and expenses. I also know a lot of people, they have loans, but if I ask them how much do you have in loans, they don't know how to, what is the figure, like what is your total loan. Nobody know. A lot of people don't know, or they don't want to know.
They
They
don't
just
want to
keep it.
know. Yeah,
Yeah, so that is also one of the things I look at. It's like, this is what you owe people, this is what you have, so we need to work towards settling these things and all of that. Yep.
yeah. Because most of the time we don't want to know. It's very scary. For the longest time, like what you said, I don't want to look at my finances. I don't want, even though I know I'm struggling a lot in my finances, because I have a bad habit pattern in spending money and everything. My habit pattern is last time, whenever people come and ask money, I'll just give. Or I feel like, oh my god, these people is suffering, I should give money to them. I will give money to them to end their suffering, end up I am suffering. So yeah, I have that weird habit pattern, and it took me some time to change it. And after I change it also, right, when I start to earn more and more and everything, I realize I'm still very bad at managing my finances. I always end up like no money lah, no money, always having this finance issue and everything. So
Yep.
one time when I go and tell my mentor, I was like, my mentor, I go and tell her, I not enough money lah. My finances a bit worrying me and everything. She was like, hey, last time you were doing only one thing, you got money and then you were handling everything. Now you're doing so many things, you should supposed to have more money. Why you don't have money? Then only I realized, yeah, why? Where is this money all going? I supposed to have a lot of money. Then only she said, go and talk to Mathura. Go and ask her how you can handle your finances. For 2 weeks, I've been contemplating this idea. Should I go and do this or not? Because, like what you say, I don't want to look at it. Because
Yep.
for me, I don't want it looks scary and all the stuff. But the moment you put down, you do the tracking, and this is what you have, this is what you need to pay, your loans and all the stuff, I was like, okay, it's not so scary. It is scary, but now you know, okay, this is the amount you need to pay. Okay, let's find the money and all the stuff. Lah.
Yep.
So, yeah. And also, right,
No, there's no point in just knowing. You need to have like an action plan after that.
yeah,
What I need to do to solve the problem. A lot of people will see the thing and then freak out, and then they continue avoiding.
yeah, continue
So
writing. So, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Talking about the habit patterns and all, right, people also tend to spend on money because of their ego. Last time I used to have this thing where last time I used to go party like almost every day, and then slowly reduced to once a week and stuff like that. So for me, it's a habit pattern. I need to go party every week and all the stuff. And when I moved out from the place that I was staying, I thought I need to go and I need to go and party every week and all the stuff because I miss my friends and everything. It's not really I miss my friends. I really do miss my friends, but is that when they ask like, okay, let's go party and all, I don't want to say no because of the ego. Like what if they think that you don't have enough money law and all this stuff. That's why you don't want to come law and everything. So these kind of things also happen. Like ego in habit patterns. Because of the ego, you go and spend. How did you have these kind of things, and how did you solve this kind of problems, Mudra?
for me, I was a spoiled brat. I don't know. It's like there were things. I remember recall this back, right. So last time I was earning a certain amount of money. I didn't have that much commitments. Like I didn't have to pay rent and those kind of stuff. So actually, I had a like a lot of extra cash in a way. So if I have to like go some especially me and my team, we used to work outside before pandemic was a thing. We used to go to cafes and sit there and work for the whole day and then come back home. So when you go to the cafes, there will always be a gang which will go to, like, they'll be there in the cafe, they'll order some drinks or something like that. But for lunch, they can't spend in that cafe because it's very expensive. Sometimes they may go out somewhere else to have a lunch, like, have their lunch or something like that. And I used to be like, oh, what's wrong with these people? And then I will just buy 20 ringgit meal, 30 ringgit meal in the shop without thinking. So I used to do that for a long time. But of course, at that time, I didn't think it was something wrong, lah. I thought I was just being good, spending in the cafe and all kinds of stuff. Ego problems. Then when it really hit me was when my income dropped. Then I was like, okay, now I have to figure out how to survive with my lower income. This is when I started really like, okay, maybe I can have a meal in mixed rice. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I can cut down on this. Maybe I can look at how to have a cheaper meal. It's not a bad thing to do it. So when I started doing that, then I realized I can actually have much better meals and be much more happier with a much lesser income. Like, I'm spending so much more lesser, like cut down by like
Half,
50%,
more than
half,
half.
more than half, and I was still living a good life. Then I was like, so what was I doing previously? I was just like spending because I had the money. I just spend for the sake of spending, and it's like you show off in all kinds of ways. One other thing I used to do is I drive, and I used to just offer people to drive them home. Drive if any meetings or anything, I will offer to pick them up and go. When I can always just share the thing equally. Like, sometimes they pick up, sometimes I do. I don't want to do that. I'll be like, I'll drive on my own. I don't mind paying the petrol. I don't mind paying all of those things. So that time, that's how my ego used to come in. What snapped me out was basically when I did start to live in a lower income, like put a budget for myself and start controlling these things. Then I realized I can survive. And in fact, my life was probably equally happy, if not more happy. Then I was like, okay, so that was just like a complete waste of money. And when that awareness was in, then you stop. I know a lot of people who they need to have the awareness, only then you can make the change. You need to live that life and see whether it's okay with you. Then only you can make the change. Sometimes it may not work for some people. Like, I remember we had one of my clients put a budget on food that was so not what she realized. She didn't realize, oh, I can live with a lower budget in food. She was like, I will die without this higher budget in food. So we had to increase it back. So it really depends on the people, but you have certain things. When you make some change, you become aware, then it's much more easier. You need to be aware first for you to make that proper change in a way.
Awareness is the first step. Aware that you are bad in your finances, managing your finances, aware that
Yeah.
you have this kind of habit patterns. Once you accept that fact ready, that you are struggling in your finances, managing in your finances, then the next action is go find for help, go look for help. I
Yep.
think that's where you can actually start to solve the problems and everything. I think for me that is very true. For the longest time, I thought my finance is fine, I'm okay and everything. But every time I got the payment and everything, I will, you need to pay the bills and all, right? I pay the bill, I look at my money, I was like, shit, only little amount of money. What am I going to do now? And for the entire week, I cannot perform or give my best because of that. Because I cannot, the thoughts of not enough money is always there for me. I think it's a habit pattern since I was young. I came up from a family since who is like not really that good in managing their finances or anything. They're just a middle class family lah. And the conversation in the house is always no money. No money. Whenever you ask something with your parents, they say no money because they literally don't have the money. So when I grew up also, right, these things become a habit pattern. I think when I was in college, I was only earning like 200 allowance. And with this 200 allowance, right, I can spend the entire month. I use LRT that point of time. Then when I got a bike, I still have 200 ringgit. I still can survive. And then when I start to earn more, right, earn more than the 200 ringgit, a lot of money and everything, I will finish the exact money. Then when I start to earn more, I will finish the exact money. Well, why is that, Mathura? Why is the always thing like always? I know that's when your lifestyle increase, your expenses also increase, and all kind of some things like that. But there are some expenses that you don't even know exist and all, and because of that, you keep spending and spending, and you always say no money, no money, no money. So
Yep.
why is that?
one of the things I personally notice is it's a habit, right? Like for me, I started getting allowances like in primary school, not really so much with regards to allowances. So very controlled. My mom will give me the food. I just bring the same that food and eat at school. Once in a while, she will give me some cash. I'll just buy some snacks or whatever if I need it. When I started really getting money is when my in high school, my mom will give 1 month allowance. So I have to spend for the 1 month in that money within that money. So that is when you start noticing the problem. Like my habit pattern at that time was I will spend. I'll finish it 1 week before the next allowance comes in. You know, the last week you won't have money. Or you'll have very little money, you need to eat.
Yeah. People will say last month, end of the month, cannot pay and all the stuff.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I used to do the exact same thing in high school. I'll spend. The last week will have very little, so you'll eat like, oh, today one curry puff enough. But before first week all, you'll be like one waffle, one nasi lemak, one curry puff. You'll eat like nobody's business. So that was what I used to do. College was also the same. I will at the beginning of the month when I get my allowance, I'll go to fancy restaurants with my friends because I used to study in Sunway. So literally go to Sunway Pyramid, eat at fancy restaurant. Last week I'll be at the mixed rice shop next to the college. Every day eat there. Choose one dish, two dish. That's what I used to do. So it's like my habit was whatever money I get, I must finish. In high school, in college, I never thought about saving or putting aside some money for my future, my growth or my goals or anything like that. I never did that. So even when I started earning salary, when I was doing my work, my salary increased just like yours increased every year. You have the increase in your income. Somehow I'll still finish it. No matter what, I'll just find something and finish it. Then I was like, I've still not saved any amount and I've been working for like 3 years, 4 years. What is this? What's wrong with me? That is when I realized my habit is to never save. I never save when I earn the 10 ringgit in high school or the allowance when I get from my parents. I never thought I must put aside some amount to savings. So because you don't have the habit, college also don't have, working also you won't have. That's why a lot of people they struggle. It's just not the habit. So what I did was I noticed that's why I cannot save because I don't have the habit. I'm aware now that I cannot save because my habit is to spend whatever I get my hands on. If the money is in my bank account, I'll finish it for sure. So I don't fight with my habit. That is my habit, right? I leave it. What I go and do is I will move now when the salary comes in, I will move some money to this thing called money market that I use. Where even if you want to take out money from there, it will take you 3 days. By the time the money
Yes.
comes out, you'll already survive and you will be okay. So
Yeah.
I'll put it in money market and not touch the funds. I tell myself money market you cannot touch. That's it. So because of that, now I can save and whatever money I have left, I'll finish because that's my habit pattern. But it's not a
Okay.
problem now because I already put aside some savings.
Mm.
So I am allowed to finish spending whatever I have now. If I struggle at the end of the month, that's my fault, lah. But I think that is something slowly when I watch how I'm doing it, I become aware. I will stop. Eventually, I'll stop it as well. Yep.
Okay. Okay. How did you work with a lot of people, right? And habit burden is very difficult to change, especially if they have certain lifestyle that they live for a long time and all this stuff. How did you work with them on?
Yep.
How did you work with them on how they can change their habit pattern slowly, and all this stuff?
I think it is like first, like I said, awareness. Yes, pointing out things to them. What is happening? Because a lot of people cannot see it. Or if they hate numbers, they also cannot see it. So then I just point out. Did you notice this happened last week where you went and spent on this thing? Actually, this was not in the plan, but somehow it happened. Then they're like, oh yeah, huh? I was supposed to use this money for something else. Then they're like, okay, so you just take note lah that your mind you did this. You're supposed to
Mm.
use this money for like let's say your insurance payment, but somehow you'll go and watch movie instead. So just take note. After I point out a few times, then they themselves will start noticing when it's going to happen. They'll notice it, so they'll stop. That is one. Then I will take small steps. You cannot fix everything at one go. So if let's say you're somebody who has never saved in your whole life, you have never saved, how to start saving? Don't try to save 500 ringgit or no. If your salary is 1,000, don't try to save 500 ringgit lah. Let's see what we can save. 10 ringgit per week, is that more doable? Then we save 10 ringgit per week. So we take smaller steps and then I fix the steps. So whenever I meet them on a weekly basis, I'm like, okay, so this is the step for this week, and then let's just do this. Other than that, no need to think about money at all for the rest of the week. Then they're like, oh, okay, I don't need to think about money for the rest of the week. They only have to
Mm.
think about money when they come and see me. So when they come and see me, we already see the problem, we already come up with a plan, we discuss already, finalize already, no need to worry for the rest of the week. Then they just follow the plan. So it's much more easier for people to ensure they get it done because there's already a plan in place.
Mm. And also one thing that I like about when I took the class with you and all right, I don't have to worry about my finances anymore because you are worrying about my finances, my expenses, and everything. And since the worrying, it's no more there for me to, I need to, are you expenses and all. Since you are doing that, I'm doing focusing more on earning that money, getting the money in, and all this stuff. Because you always tell, okay, Steven, this is your money that you need to earn. You always tell, okay, Steven, if you get this amount of money, you will find. So my mind is like, okay, oh, this someone I need. Okay, where can I find the money? How can I earn the money? And all this stuff. Okay, we need to put more sales. Okay, let's put more sales in and all this stuff. It's always go to that action plan after that because you are worrying about my finances. You don't have money, Steven. You need to earn this. So
Yep.
it's give the clear direction to your head, like your mind, like you need to earn this. Otherwise, you'll be keep
Yep.
worrying about the stuff. So that is what
Yep.
I like, and also the savings part. Usually how I save is when I get the big commission and all the stuff, I will take half, I will put in money market. But it doesn't work like that. The moment I put half put there, I was like, oh yo, so much of money went out already. How and all stuff. Then slowly I will finish the extra money. I will start to correct the money from the investments and all the stuff and everything. So I think what you do with me is very nice. Like every week you say something and all this stuff also lah. You're also doing a workshop
I
for people, right?
yeah, yeah, I am doing a workshop. I think before, like some of the habits, right? Like for example, I know I work with one person who hasn't spent much on her own expenses because she is still lives with her parents and all of that. So for her, habit pattern change was starting to spend on things related to her life, her food, her, let's say if she like stays somewhere out, she needs to pay for the like rental or something like that, her phone bill, start paying certain things. So for that kind of person, their habit pattern building is you become independent. So you take responsibility for expenses related to you. I think for you it was the whole problem with regards to you have a savings but you keep touching the savings
Yep.
when you so what we had to do was we just uh have like okay, this week we put aside that fund, you don't touch it, but others you can work around with it, kind of thing. And then for you it's more on like, okay, let's see what you need to earn, that is what you work towards. I know some people who cannot just change it like that because they are earning a fixed salary. So if they are earning a fixed salary, then the way they do the habit they must build is a bit more different. Because for somebody who can just, like if they're salespeople, they can just do more sales and they can get their commission. But if you're somebody with a fixed salary, you cannot just do more jobs and get get you have to come up with different ways. So we need to build habits based on your background as well. Cannot just build a
Build it.
general one. Like the few 110 ringgit per week may work for somebody who has very little income. They barely are surviving. So if they put aside 10 ringgit, it doesn't bother them. But if you're making like 4,000 ringgit per month and you put aside 10 ringgit, it's pathetic. You need to put so much more. So it really depends on that. The workshop, what we do is, because with the personal finance program that I do is more close. I mean, like it's personalized. We really see what you need and then we work on that. But the workshop is a good start for people to come and understand how to, just now I said, right, you need to become aware of what your finances are. And most of the time, you can do this on your own. You don't need somebody to come and do this for you. So in the workshop, what we do is teach you how to do that, how you can check your finances by yourself at home. And we guide you through the process. So after this, any month, any week you want to check, you just check it on your own, kind of thing. So that is the first thing we do. And then we guide people to, like set goals and then how to go towards those goals. What is the do's
Yeah.
and don'ts for money?
Yeah, so this is the details about the workshop that Mathura has been doing. You guys can join it if you want. I joined it last time. It was very fun, very nice. The way you guys bring the awareness and tell the things that you need to tell to people, it was very nice. I was engaged the entire time because I cannot spend much of my time in my online workshops or stuff like that. It was very little. That's why in my talk show also I'm just putting for 30 minutes because I spent 30 minutes. But your the way you guys designed the workshop is very fun, very nice. I was engaged the entire, I think 2-3 hours like the workshop.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. Yep. Oh, 4 hours. Yeah, I don't even remember the time now. So I was really engaged the entire 4 hours. It was very, very nice. So you guys should definitely attend it. And the personal finance management Madhura is doing, you can join anytime. Then she can literally work with you lah on your personal finances and everything. You need a personal touch because the method that available in the online and everything might not suitable for you, but you need someone to personally sit down with you, watch your finances, and come up with a specific plan. Like what Badra said, for me it's easy. I can not easy lah. For me, it's, if I want to earn more money, I need to put more sales. That's it. But for people who are working somewhere 9 to 5, where your salary is fixed, you cannot do that. Like what Mother said, you cannot do more job and get more money. It doesn't work at all. But you can have certain way on how you can earn more, how you can save money and all this stuff. So do contact
Yep.
Madhura. If you want, you can follow Madhura in social medias. This is Madhura's FB, Instagram. Do follow also Simply Empowering in Facebook and Insta, because Madhura will go live in Simply Empowering page every week. I think on Saturday, right? Sunday, right?
Sundays. Yeah.
Sunday 1 p.m. right?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay, every Sunday 3 p.m. Madhura will go live on Money Matters, a talk show called Money Matters, and she'll talk about different topics in regarding money. And I think this coming week, she's bringing in Valsla. Valsla also has featured in Talk with Steven. I think previous this one you can go and check out in my profile. So they're going to talk about making the switch from employee to entrepreneur. Very interesting. Okay, because
It's a very dangerous change. A lot of people.
very change. Yeah.
Yep. So it's a change that sometimes people over prepare for, or they under prepare, and then they change, and then they cannot survive, so they go back to a job. So I think we will have a fun time learning from Valsla's experience of what were the struggles she faced and what we must prepare
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, because Varsala was someone who switched from high-paying job in a corporate world to an entrepreneur, where you need to start from zero, ground zero, need to build that up. So very interesting topic. And next week, guess what? Next week on Money Matters, I'm featuring in Money Matters. So Madhura will be the host, and me and Uma going to speak about the challenges in managing finances. It's going to be hilarious session. So do come
Yes.
and join us. Do follow
More
Simply
like a
Empowering so that
comedy
you guys
show
can join.
than a money show.
Sitcom.
Sitcom.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Madhura, for your time. I think we almost at the end of the session already. Exactly 30 minutes. So thank you, Madhura. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week.